Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing nothing you own can be traded for anything else. Your money is still there, your bank app still opens, your balance still shows the same number, but no one accepts it, not the grocery store. Not your landlord, not the government, not because the money vanished, because trust did. That sounds like a fantasy or a dystopian movie setup, but here's the uncomfortable truth. The global economy already works this way, it always has. Money is not the foundation, trust is, and if that trust cracks, money follows it down. Here's why this matters right now. We live in a world obsessed with numbers, market caps, interest rates, debt in the trillions, currencies traded every second. It feels precise, mechanical, mathematical, but under all of it is something far softer, something irrational, something fragile. Belief that a dollar will still be worth something tomorrow, belief that a bond will be repaid years from now. Belief that a digital number on a screen represents real value. The global economy is not a machine. It's a story we all agree to believe at the same time. Let's break this down slowly. Go back to the beginning, before banks. Before coins, before paper money, trade only works if both sides trust the exchange. If I give you grain today, I trust you'll give me meat. If I accept a metal coin, I trust others will accept it too. If I hold paper, I trust it can become food later. Money didn't replace trust, it scaled it. Instead of trusting one person, you trust a system, a ruler, a government, a central bank, a promise. That promise is everything. A dollar bill isn't valuable because of ink or paper. It's valuable because everyone believes everyone else will take it. That belief is recursive. I accept it because I believe you will accept it because you believe someone else will accept it. It's a shared illusion, but a powerful one. Now scale that to the global level. Countries don't trade because they love each other. They trade because they trust contracts will be honored. Ships will arrive, payments will clear. Currencies won't collapse overnight. When that trust holds, trillions move quietly every day. When it breaks, everything freezes. This is where things get interesting. Most people think the global economy is driven by money flows. In reality, it's driven by promises about the future. Debt is the clearest example. Debt is not money you have. It's money someone promises to give you later. The modern global economy runs on debt. Governments borrow to spend. Companies borrow to grow. Consumers borrow to live ahead of their income. At any given moment, the world owes itself hundreds of trillions of dollars. That number sounds abstract. It's not. Every dollar of debt only works if people believe it will be repaid. Not today, not tomorrow, eventually. If that belief weakens, the system doesn't slowly adjust, it snaps. This is why trust crises feel sudden. In 2008, the world didn't run out of money. Banks didn't forget how math works. Assets didn't physically disappear. What vanished was trust. Banks stopped trusting other banks. No one knew who was exposed to what. No one believed balance sheets, so lending stopped. And when lending stops in a debt-based system, everything else follows. Businesses can't roll over loans, payrolls fail, supply chains stall, people lose jobs. Not because the economy is broken, because trust is. This pattern repeats again and again. Currency collapses rarely begin with inflation numbers. They begin with loss of confidence. People stop believing the government can control spending, or defend the currency, or honor obligations. Once that belief cracks, people rush to exit. They convert money into goods, into foreign currency, into anything that feels safer. That rush accelerates the collapse. Trust doesn't fade linearly, it cliffs. Now zoom out. Why does the global system still work at all? Because some institutions have built reputations for reliability over decades. Stable governments, independent central banks. Predictable legal systems. These don't just manage money, they manufacture trust. A US Treasury bond works not because America is perfect, but because the world believes the US will do almost anything to avoid default. That belief lowers borrowing costs, which allows more debt, which reinforces power. This is where money and power quietly merge. Trust lets you borrow cheaply. Cheap borrowing lets you project influence. Influence reinforces trust. It's a loop. Now here's the uncomfortable part. This system looks solid until it is. Trust is invisible when it's present. It only becomes visible when it's gone, and right now we're testing it. Governments are running historically large deficits. Debt levels that once triggered panic are now routine. Central banks have expanded balance sheets in ways that would have been unthinkable decades ago. So why hasn't trust collapsed? Because for now, belief still holds. Markets believe growth will return, inflation will be managed, debts will be serviced. But notice the language: believe, expect, assume, not guarantee. This is why hype matters. When people say the economy is strong, they're not just describing data, they're reinforcing confidence. When confidence rises, people spend. When people spend, growth happens. When growth happens, debt looks manageable. Reality follows belief until it doesn't. This is also why fear spreads faster than facts. A rumor can do what spreadsheets can't. A loss of narrative control can unravel years of stability. That's not irrational, that's human. And the global economy is a human system pretending to be mechanical. Now consider money itself. Cash, digital balances, numbers on screens. Most modern money is not printed. It's created by banks when they issue loans. That means money literally comes into existence as debt, which again depends on trust. Trust that borrowers will repay. Trust that banks are solvent. Trust that regulators are watching. Remove trust and money creation stops. This is why central banks act so aggressively during crises. They're not just injecting liquidity, they're signaling confidence. They're saying, we are here, the system will not be allowed to fail. That message matters more than the money itself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it only delays the reckoning. Now zoom out even further. Global trade: you order something made on the other side of the planet. You pay before it arrives. You trust shipping networks, insurers, ports, customs, and currencies. None of that is guaranteed by money alone. It's guaranteed by shared norms and expectations. When geopolitics fractures trust, trade reroutes. Supply chains shorten, costs rise, again not because money vanished, because trust did. So what's the risk? The risk is not that the global economy suddenly explodes. The risk is slow erosion, when people stop trusting long-term promises. When everyone shortens their time horizon, when systems designed for decades are forced to operate week to week, that's when investment dries up, innovation slows, volatility becomes normal, the economy still functions. But it feels brittle. This is where we are now, still working, still moving, but increasingly sensitive to shocks. Every crisis leaves a scar, every intervention resets expectations, and trust once spent is hard to rebuild. Here's the irony: the more we try to engineer stability through control, the more we reveal how fragile belief really is. The system depends on everyone pretending not to notice that it's built on confidence. So here's the final question: if money only works because we trust the future, what happens when the future feels less believable, not collapsed, not destroyed, just uncertain enough? That's the line the global economy is walking right now. No one knows exactly where it leads.